Shalom Israel, Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shah, Bashim Rakak Kwadash, double one to the Apostle Elders of Great Millstone, and Shalom to Lek up there doing this work of faith and labor of love and true sincerity. Right, I want to get into a brief topic, based upon prophecy, you know, and, just based upon what's going on and, how it goes to show that the words of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shah are tried and true. Because these scriptures, this holy Bible, is the only holy book, not so-called Slakia. It's the only holy book, period, throughout the four corners of the earth. And it's the only book that will give you details of what's going on within these last days as accurately as it does. Okay? So, this is Isaiah 34:16. Seek ye out of the book of the Lord and read. That's the book of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shah. All right? No one of these shall fail, meaning none of the prophecies shall fail. Okay? Everything that the Lord has said has come to pass, or is coming to pass, or is in the works of coming to pass. Okay? And we know that from, right, Isaiah 42. And I start at verse 8. It says, I am the Lord. That is my name. Okay? It's Yahweh. All right? And my glory will I not give to another, neither my praise to graven images. So the Lord is not going to, just keep allowing these other nations to believe that, whatever false god that they're believing in is the true and living power. It's time that the Lord is showing his power right before people's eyes, and they still can't recognize it, But that time is coming where the Lord going to put that ultimate foot of Esau's ass, and people are really going to see, okay? So it's all about the Lord's glory, all right? And we give glory unto the Lord by proclaiming these things and telling people his name, all right? Proclaiming it. Verse 9, it says, behold, the former things are come to pass, and new things do I declare. Before they spring forth, I tell you of them. Okay? So all of the things of us, as so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans going into slavery is already foretold. Us going through these different captivities of these other nations is foretold. While we're in the conditions we're in, it has been foretold. America and Esau coming to rise to power. It's all foretold. Okay? And the things that we're seeing now, World War III. That's the big topic right now. World War III. Because this is what the scriptures speak of. Okay? What other book is giving you blow by blow detail like this, man? That's how you know people out here gotta be asleep, because they can't see, these things that the Lord is making happen. Regardless of how much news, that they look at, they still can't see that this book belongs to them, that this book is the only book that you will ever need, period. We go into other books for edification, but regardless of the fact, the scriptures stand alone, okay? So, going back, Isaiah 34:16, seek ye out of the book of the Lord and read. No one of these shall fail, okay? None of the prophecies have failed, all right? None shall want her mate. No other book or so-called holy book, whether it's any other Egyptology books, Book of Mormonism, also other things that try to twist the scriptures and bring upon their own things, none of them could be compared to the Bible and proclaim the bold statements that the Bible speaks of, okay? Because if they do so-called speak on anything, what significance is it really, okay? I remember back when, Polite, he tried to speak on something about prophecies or something like that, but he said something about him and Shaka Amos coming back and being foretold that they would come back or some shit like that. What the hell type of prophecy is that, man? What are you doing that's so profound, that really stands out? Okay? Nothing. But these scriptures are giving you things that stand out clearly within these times to let you know what time it is and to let you know who is a true and living power, man. Okay? None shall want her mate, for my mouth hath it for my mouth it hath commanded, and his spirit it hath gathered them. So the Lord's spirit gathered these words, and we proclaim these words. Okay? The Lord had the prophets, okay, through his inspiration, write down the words perfectly how the Lord wanted them to be said. Because it's the Lord that put the spirits upon us to do what we do. All right? Whether we say something, whether we act upon something, and how we write things. And the Lord had the men of old write these things down beautifully so that they could be decoded perfectly within these last days by those same men coming back through the reincarnation. Okay? It's the Lord's spirit that only have gathered these, and no other so-called entity that's out there, man. All right? There's no power out there that could have done the things that the Lord have done, because all of the powers are false. They're all made up. All right? What words of any other civilization that you know can still stand the test of time, and that proclaimed the prophecies thousands and thousands of years ago and are making headway right now? It's causing uproars, stirs of the people as of today, 2018. All right? Only these scriptures. All right? So I want to go to the book of Revelations. All right? This is the book of Revelations 9 and 12. It says, one woe is past, and behold, there come two more woes hereafter. All right? Hold on, Salakia. Okay, yeah, that was it. Yeah, one woe is past, and behold, there come two woes more hereafter. So what woe is? Destruction in the scriptures. So it spoke of the one woe and it said two more woes. So at this point, World War II hadn't happened yet, but now we're past that. So now there's one more woe left, which is World War III, in which we're in the midst of, man. It's just at a silent standpoint. Everybody's, teeter-tottering and, trying to see who's going to jump. But this timeline is all in the Lord's hands. Okay, according to the timeline is all in the Lord's hands, and the Lord is going to proclaim when it's going to be the actual time for them to strike and do this or to do that. All right. So, but we know there's other things that have to happen in the midst of World War III. Like what the mark of the beast being forced, concentration camps. People being put in them. People heads being cut off, men of the Lord having to be martyrs, for the word. Okay, so all of these things are other things that have to take place either in the midst of this or before us. We don't know exactly how it's going to go down, but all these things are going to have like a domino effect. All right. So this is Revelation 17:17. For Yahweh have put it in their hearts to fulfill his will. So all the things that which the elites of this society is doing now, and the elites of Russia, the elites of China, the Lord is putting in their hearts to fulfill his will. And he has them on a timeline, man. He's moving their gears. Because in this world, there truly is no such thing as free will. We're all robots. We're all controlled by the Most High. Prime example with Pharaoh, man. The Lord hardened his heart so that he wouldn't do this or that he would do that. Okay, that goes to show that there's no free will. All right. So the Lord is just moving these different nations around and making different things happen as chess moves, man. For Yahweh have put it in their hearts to fulfill his will and to agree and give their kingdom unto the beast, until the words of Yahweh shall be fulfilled. All right. So going back to Revelations 9, right? And I read on, and it says, verse 13, and the sixth angel sounded, and I heard a voice from the four horns of the golden altar, which is before Yahweh, saying to the sixth angel, which have the trumpet, loose the four angels which are bound in the great river Euphrates. And the four angels were loosed, which were prepared for an hour and a day and a month and a year, for to slay the third part of men. Okay, so this is the time that we're in the midst of. Okay, we're in the midst of, um, the last trumpet. Okay, for the last trumpet to be blown. That's what we're waiting for. We're waiting for the Lord to sound off so those angels that are the four corners of the earth can lay down this destruction. Okay, but what the Lord got a hold on those angels until the elect be sealed and all these other prophecies take place. Okay, so um, what was that? Yeah, verse 16 it says, "And the number of the army of the horsemen were 200,000, and I heard the number of them." Okay, and thus, verse 17, "And thus I saw the horses in the vision, and them that sat on them having breastplates of fire, and of jacinth and brimstone, and the heads of the horses were as heads of lions, and out of their mouths issued fire and smoke and brimstone." So, what horses do you know blow smoke and fire out of their mouths like brimstone, man? This is talking about the missiles, man. Okay? That's what it's talking about. But the way that the Lord had the prophets describe things back then was as so to be in a decoded message so that the true men of the Lord can only understand now so that everybody won't get it. Because if everybody would get it, then of course, everyone that's an Israelite will be trying to repent. This will be a fad thing to everybody. Okay? The Lord didn't want to warn everybody from the wrath to come. He only wanted the Lord to warn his chosen. Okay? So these missiles, these thermonuclear missiles that we're seeing these nations ramp up with and to pose a threat to one another with, is all from the hands of the Lord. These thermonuclear missiles, okay, these intercontinental ballistic missiles, ICBMs. All right, and that's all according to Isaiah 54. So this is basically a crash course for people out there that don't believe in these scriptures, because everything is here. No other book is going to can be mated with the scriptures, and the scriptures is giving you clearly detailed prophecy, man. All right, so this is Isaiah 54 and 16. "Behold, I've created the smith that bloweth the coal and the fire, and that bringeth forth an instrument for his work, and I have created the waster to destroy." So in ancient times, they made what? Ancient weapons. So what is the modern day thing that's considered a waster and that completely destroys? Nuclear destruction, man. Okay, and the Lord had what? These devils, okay? I believe it was Robert J. or J. Robert Oppenheimer, okay, to create these things, man. All right? So now what? These nations have hundreds and thousands of these missiles, man. That's going to bring this world into its end. We see it constantly throughout these different movies that people are placing out there that are controlled by the elites, and they're putting all the information out there. They're letting you know what time it is. They're letting you know what season you're in, but people can't clearly seem to understand that, man. Why? Because the Lord has blinded them. But these scriptures are true. They're tried and true, man. No matter what people think, man. All right. So where was I at? Yeah. So going back to Revelations 9 and 18, and it says, "By these three was the third part of men killed, by the fire and by the smoke and by the brimstone which issued out of their mouth. For their power is in their mouth and in their tails. For their tails were like unto serpents, and had heads, and with them they do hurt." So those heads are the different warheads that branch off from those thermonuclear missiles, man. That's going to land in various areas. So the Bible is clearly giving it to you, man. It's clearly giving it to you. World War III, thermonuclear destruction, okay? All of this, man. The deliverance of the elect, the Bible gives you all of this, man. All right? Because while all of this is happening, where the World War III fully kicks off towards max, and these nations are shooting off nukes to one another, all right? The elect is going to be getting delivered, man, through the midst of the destruction. Okay? This 1 Thessalonians 4:16. I started verse 15. It says, "For this we say unto you by the word of the Lord, that we which are alive and remain unto the coming of the Lord shall not prevent them which are asleep." So the ones that already died in the Lord, they have to be arisen from out of their sleep, okay, to receive their place in the chariots, man, which the world knows as UFOs, okay, but we know them as the chariots of the Lord that are going to come and bring death, destruction, as well as deliverance. All right, death and destruction to these Edomites and all these other heathen, and deliverance for the chosen of the nation of Israel, the elect. All right, the 144,000 and the 1/3. All right, so in verse 16, "For the Lord himself shall descend from heaven with a shout, with the voice of the archangel, and with the trump of Yahweh, and the dead in Yahweh shall rise first. Then we which are alive and remain shall be caught up together with them in the clouds to meet the Lord in the air, and so shall we ever be with the Lord." Okay? "Wherefore comfort one another with these words." So this is all going to happen during the midst of, these nukes being shot off. The chariot's going to be here destroying stuff, as well as delivering the elect. This is very detailed stuff in which, these Edomites, they place these different things within their movies, man. And they call it what? Sci-fi. To make you think that this is some futuristic stuff that's going to happen in the year 3000 or 2250. No, this stuff is going to happen within our lifetimes, man. "No other book shall want her mate." No other, whatever you want to call it, religion, spirituality, whatever people are into, is going to give you details about these last days more than the scriptures, man. Better than the scriptures. They can't. All right? So, verse 20, and it says, "And the rest of the men which were not killed by these plagues, yet repented not of the works of their hands, that they should not worship devils and idols of gold and silver and brass and stone and of wood, which can neither see nor hear nor walk. Neither repented they of their murders, nor of their sorceries, nor of their fornications, nor of their theft." Because that's all you have here within, especially mainly here within America, but throughout the four corners of the globe. Okay? And what our people, so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, are into heavy idolatry, are worshiping devils, items of silver, gold, stone, wood, all right, sorcery, and all of that, because what? They follow after the ways of the so-called white man, man. But this was a short exhortation, to get into some of the graphic details of the scriptures, man, and to let it be known, for the mass of the people out there that don't know, no other book shall want her mate, man. Okay? It can't be compared to no other thing out there, man. Whether you believe it or not, you people out there, you're going to see the coming of the Lord, and you're going to see your destruction. All right? So this is only for the elect, man, So with that, I hope this segment was edifying. Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, Bahashim Rakak Kwadash, double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, and Shalom Select out there, doing his work of faith and labor of love and true sincerity. Shalom.